The British establishment are selling out to China. Wake up, everybody, and smell the coffee. Yes, of course, people are worried about the threat from Putin, but the threat from China is far bigger and far more serious. Just think about it. In the course of the last few years, they've broken every promise they made over Hong Kong. We have absolute proof that they actually literally have spies in our own country, some of whom have actually got into the Houses of Parliament. They steal technology. And now we're on the verge, everyone thinks, including British intelligence, of a possible invasion of Taiwan, which for the whole microchip sector, for car manufacture, for everything else, would be a disaster. But at the same time, as the British government is making contingency plans for that invasion, we have, yes, Philip Hammond, our former Remainer Chancellor of the Exchequer, so-called Conservative, now, of course, Lord Hammond, writing in the Chinese Communist Party mouthpiece, China Daily. I mean, have a look at this quote. You know, he wants business with China to return to normal. Now, I'm sure that Philip Hammond has written this article out of the goodness of his own heart rather than any personal financial benefit. But have a look at all these names. These are people, just with one company, Huawei. These are the type of people that have been non-exec directors over the last few years. And what do you see? You see former big global businessmen. You see former senior civil servants, politicians, journalists. It's as if pretty much the upper echelons of British society are being bought by Chinese money and no one wants to talk about it. Well, whatever you think of Liz Truss's 44-day tenure as our Prime Minister, and many of you may think she wasn't up to the job, but I tell you what, she's on the right track. A major speech that she's given in Japan today, and this is aimed directly at Rishi Sunak. She is saying we've got to get ready, be prepared to put serious sanctions on China, that the attitude of the British government, frankly, is weak and pathetic. And Sunak, of course, when he ran to be leader, talked about China as a threat. He no longer uses that language. He's going soft on China, indeed, just as he is to the European Union. But actually, tell you what, folks, Liz Truss is right. And even if economic sanctions on China, if they invade Taiwan or if they continue to violate Taiwanese airspace, even though we must understand that economic sanctions will hurt us, just as economic sanctions on Russia have really hurt us, we've got to be prepared to do something. My fear, and I'm delighted that Liz Truss has spoken out, my fear is that all of this is being swept under the carpet. Be in no doubt, modern day Chinese communism wants to take over the world. That is their plan. We've got to be ready and prepared. So please, wake up, smell the coffee.